that I like to live on. Plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. Another one that my staff hears me say, measure twice, cut once. And what aggravated me, Ray, is that we had the board out and had the saw and ready to cut, and I saw we weren't ready. And what aggravated me, that was unnecessary action. So, I'm here to tell you where we are. If you have some concerns, I'd love to hear them. Members of council certainly want to hear them. I should be completing this work group. I have almost everybody assembled. I have a few people who I need to talk to yet. But this is, if any of you had an opportunity to watch City Council last week, one of the council members asked, well, we'll have our members sit on your committee, and I barked at them pretty hard, saying, no, you will not. This is my work group. This isn't, council's going to have an opportunity to be able to work on this. I'll have a member of council sitting on this work group, but the intent is we're going to get together, we're going to work, and I need their counsel to be able to bring something out. So I've kind of framed everything. In essence, we're starting over. We have a little bit of something that's been put in place. Much of it is good. The one thing that everybody who's upset about seemingly is the startup fee that we had in it. And frankly, there was no way in Hades I was going to waste any political capital on a $1.2 million fee. Wouldn't that be stupid? $1.2 million. All it was, I mean, there's not much we're going to be able to get going on that, so we're just not going down that path. I have instructions to my staff. We're not stopping on this. We're moving forward as though all systems are go, because we still have to be able to show that we're doing some things, but we're going to have to come back, gain support from the community, and bring it back to council. And one last thing. As a matter of fact, Councilman Ball pointed out to me, you all had already spoken on this. Remember when we were putting together the 2025 comprehensive plan? Didn't Brianna Shell come in and lay out some maps and get some feedback from some of you? Some of you are nodding. Throughout the neighborhoods, one of the recommendations was fix the street flooding problems. That's part of our 2025 plan that City Council has already passed. By 2025, have the street flooding problems addressed. It doesn't say fixed, but start working on them. It's already been acted upon by City Council. What we've got to figure out is the right way to go about doing it. That being said, what's on your mind? How might I be able to? Is this my phone? Oh, no.
I took one drink out of it.
Yeah.
This one's yours, I think.
Yeah, Janine.
So what kind of fee does the city of Charleston assess for this?
They don't. They have such a large budget, they just take it out of their budget.
Does any other city in the state have
No.
a fee that's
Yeah,
directly
yeah,
allocated?
Morgantown has one, Beckley has one, Hurricane has one, I believe, I don't know if Milton has one. We hired the person to come in to help us build this. Her name is Sherry Wilkins. She worked with every city in the state in building their plans. And she also is working with an attorney who knows what the EPA would accept and what they wouldn't accept. I mean, I'll readily admit what was originally being proposed had all sorts of holes in it, but it was just temporary just to get us started. But frankly, it much trouble, it makes sense just not to
Well,
even.
well, is it the fee that's causing, if it's the $1.2 million and it's the fee, you're saying that's a starting point, correct? The $1.2 million and assessing the fee, okay?
Yeah. And
So are there
now
ways to look at the fee being implemented other ways, like with a municipal service fee, or a break on paying a fee early, or billed together? Is it the fee that's the problem? Let me ask it that way.
I think, well, yes, but it's connected to several things.
Okay.
The one thing that we want, and thank you for the question, because you're able to kind of get into my head what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You all have heard me say, is that what we have to structure in Huntington is we have to make sure that we are staying competitive with other communities in the area. Competitive in that have inviting neighborhoods, that we're clean and such as that, but also from just from a tax and fee standpoint. Now, one problem we've had in Huntington is we've built this, what I would call a metaphorical tax wall around the city that makes it real convenient for people to say, we'll just locate across the river in Ohio. We'll just locate right outside the city limits. We'll take advantage of all of the services and the market area and not have to pay these fees. What I've been determined to do, and we've started doing it by eliminating B&O taxes and such as that, and absolutely refusing to impose any other fees or raise any other fees, was to start lowering that wall down to what I would call a metaphorical speed bump. Part of our plan also was to make sure so that we weren't going to our neighbors and asking for additional fees, was to make blessed sure that we were collecting that which was owed. You remember the newspaper at WSAZ a few years ago reported there was over $7 million uncollected. Well, our latest report is showing that over $7 million of municipal fee and refuse fees have been collected in the last 4 years. $1.3 million of B&O taxes have been collected in the last 2 years. So now I'm well in excess of $7 million, and just this year alone, 2,000 liens were placed on properties of individuals who just weren't paying their fees. And the reason that we placed the liens is that the state legislature tells us the only way that you're able to go about collecting is by putting a lien on the property, and then when the property sells, then we end up getting ours. 2,000 liens just this year alone. So we've been aggressive, and that's why it took a year before we would start to propose anything, because I wanted to show we were getting our house in order. Well, it's not in order enough, so we're still going to work on it. But the fee itself, it should not, what was being proposed, if I could, any of you remember Men in Black, where you kind of come up, I don't have a pen on me, come up and I just, like that, and then you forget everything. If I could just take that one, just forget that one fee, because that's not on the table anymore. That's not even up for consideration now.